All right. All right. Thank you very much for getting us up to 1,000 views. And today, in honor of getting 1,000 views, I'd like to say, first off, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And second off, thank you very much for joining us. And today we're going to look at some of the jerseys in the league and put them on a tier list and kind of give my reasoning. Now, last time I know I did like a north like a north to south and west formation. I decided instead of doing that, I just kind of randomized it, and whatever ended up on the board ended up on the board. So we'll just go that way. And it looks like, according to this list, the very first subject we're going to be tackling is the Kahnawake Mohawks. Oh man. We're starting this thing off with a doozy, aren't we? People who know me in real life, I'm 34 years old, people who know me in real life know that, like the plague, I avoid new jerseys. Like the plague, I avoid the topic of this specific jersey. But, we made it to 1,000 views, or 1,000 subscriptions, so I guess I have to proceed with this. All right, so obviously, for those of you that haven't seen the Kahnawake Mohawks yet, got a brand new jersey. It's that black with orange and white trim and a new logo, which you see at the bottom over there, on the bottom left. The road portions of the jerseys are orange with white and a shade of black trim. So when we're on the road, we're wearing orange. And when we're at home, we're wearing black. I think the reasoning for this is obviously because every child matters. Anytime we're on the road, it's important for people to remember orange. It's important to remember where our children are. Then the Ungwehue children who did not make it back home and whom are still missing, and they still haven't been brought back home yet from the schools, if you want to call them that. They're really just torture camps. I think we all believed that the jersey had to, the old Indian head, quote unquote, had to go. I understand orange, obviously, being a huge representative here, but I was always a big fan of the black and yellow. We were the only team in the league, black and yellow. And pretty much the only team in the league that had that yellow like really stand out. And because I still believe that we should have had a white jersey, like when we go play Vojoy, for example, on the road, it's kind of orange on orange. It kind of makes things a little bit difficult. Again, I'm a big fan of this logo. I like the logo. It's contrary to, it seems, to so many people, because so many people believe it's the Warhawks, and technically, from what I remember, the Warhawks logo, like one of the KMHA teams used this years before the Warhawks did. I would have loved to have seen like a white jersey. Just put like a white jersey with orange and black trim so that we could bring it on the road whenever. I would have loved to have seen that. I'm going to slide this baby into the middle tier. I think it's a C tier ranking and deserving of C tier. Some people will probably disagree with me and say that it should be lower. Some people might think it deserves to be higher. I've got it put positioned in that C tier, and I don't think that there's anything wrong, quite frankly, with a C tier ranking. Our next jersey that we're going to be looking at is the Beauharnois portion of the Beauharnois St. Martin Association. For those of you that don't know what their jerseys look like, it's very Columbus Blue Jackets-esque. Blue, red, white. I always thought that the logo would have been better off without the red, like kind of just make it blue and white. It's the Patriots, from 200 years ago. It's a good design. I like it a lot more than the old school flag holder with the kind of 1960s, 1970s handlebar mustache, like the one that was holding the flag. I think this jersey's a lot nicer than that old one. And it's like a dark blue. It's like a navy blue almost, a navy dark blue that their jerseys are. When they're on the road, their jerseys look pretty nice as well. It's got that white. I just think that if they would have kept it blue and white versus blue, white, red, that I put it a little bit higher. But I'm going to slide this thing into the B tier. I think it's a pretty good all-around jersey. And it's certainly an upgrade from the old jersey, where it was just the gentleman in the yellow holding on to the flag and rocking the Monopoly Man mustache, so to speak. All right, so next up will be the Chateauguay Minor Hockey Association jersey color, or jersey. Their home jerseys are green with black and white trim. Their old school jerseys were white with green, and then it was basically somebody on top of a horse, basically a cavalier, on top of a horse raising up their sword. And they also had several other different jerseys. I think one year they actually used the logo of the city. It kind of made it look like so that they had like a Pac-Man logo on their jersey. I thought that was pretty cool. They can rock out the green. Like, I actually like these jerseys more than I like the Grenadiers jerseys. And I think that it's a pretty good average to above average jersey. I think that they've definitely made some improvements, and every jersey, like in the past that I remember, had like that shade of white and that shade of green. Yeah, I think it's probably worthy of a C ranking. I'll put it right there alongside Ganawagi. Again, like the teams that you see slotted like in the same tier, I don't necessarily. It's not necessarily that one team, because the Mohawks are ranked before Chateauguay, that I have their jersey over the other. It's just that I'm putting them side by side. So it doesn't necessarily mean that Ganawagi has the best C tier and Chateauguay has the worst C tier, for example, at this point. Up next, we have HRS. Their jerseys, they're like one of two teams that are kind of reminiscent in the league of the Atlanta Thrashers. I think they have more brown, and Solange has a little bit more gold and maroon in their jerseys. And they're like HRS is like a navy blue mixed with brown and and yellow and black. It's a lot. There's a lot of colors going on. The logo is pretty strong. You have a hawk that's kind of just ripping the stick apart. Maybe the next wave will be the hawk scoring a goal with the stick, or the hawk picking up the stick and the puck, or maybe the hawk just holding the Stanley Cup up in the air. That'd be pretty cool. Obviously, that'd probably be like some major copyright violations. I don't know. I think if you look back, though, I don't know the history of HRS and what their other jersey colors looked like. I don't know what their logos looked like before this one. I'd be really interested for someone from this region to show me what their jerseys looked like way back when, because I never really had the opportunity to play a lot of games against this particular organization. I know that they used to have like a red hawk with black and yellow. I don't know if they actually use this anymore. It was maroon colored, like red with yellow and white jersey, and now it's kind of more. It's more just black with red, maroon, and yellow. I actually think I like the old ones a little bit more, but it's definitely not on the worst tier. I'm going to put them in the C tier with Chateauguay and Ganawagi. And if they were still rocking out like with those double letter jerseys that they use, like the dark, like the light reds, I think I actually probably would have put them in B tier. But right now, because they're using these jerseys, I got them in C. Up next is the Huntington Huskies logo jersey. They've been rocking this same logo for about 40, 50 years now. Like that, they've always rocked out this jersey. I played in a tournament in Huntington. It had to be like in 1999. I was in my second year at them, and they still had those jerseys. I remember because I won MVP of the game, and they still had the same logo. I think there was one point in time where the Husky looked a little bit more angry. I feel like they had that jersey before where the Husky looked a little bit angrier. They still rock out the red jerseys, like it's strong traditional colors there. But I've really thought that this team the jersey anyway, could benefit from the Husky looking a little more cutting edge. Like try to make that Husky a little bit more mean, and you'll have potential right there. So I'm not a huge fan of the jerseys. I'll put them in the D tier just because that's. I don't think they are F. Like I don't think that those jerseys would rank amongst the atrocious. Those old school Beauharnois jerseys with the guy rocking the Mickey Mouse mustache, or the Valleyfield jerseys that they used for a long time with the logo that my community members aren't big fans of, myself included. Those would probably be F tier for this, but Huntington, um, I don't think that they are. I don't think their jersey belongs in the F tier. I think I'll stick them in the D tier. All right, so that leaves us with Il Perot. Now, Il Perot, obviously, they had a recent jersey change. I believe at the start of the 2019-2020 season is when they started wearing these jerseys. New York Islanders-esque, the navy blue with orange and white trim. And the season before that, I believe they had like like Tennessee Titans-esque colors. So dark blue with a bit of light, a little bit of a shade of light in baby blue and white. And their logo was basically, I think, a wolf, if I'm not mistaken, kind of in a boat trying to navigate the dangerous areas of that surrounds the island of Ile Perrot. These jerseys are very nice. Yeah, I got them now. They're like dark. It's like a dark blue with baby blue and white. That was the old jerseys, and now they have like a New York Islanders-esque kind of thing. Those are very traditional colors. Those are very marketable, noticeable colors. Uh, I like them better than I like the old jerseys, but not by much. I'm gonna have to place them right up there in the C tier, alongside Ganawagi, Shattucky, and HRS. And obviously, you're gonna see a majority of the teams in that C tier. That's where majority teams are, and their jersey colors are going to be. Next up is Mercier. And to be frank, this particular jersey scheme is the only scheme in the league that doesn't resemble or doesn't mimic another team's active jerseys. I guess you can argue Huntington too, but they're kind of like the New Jersey Devils, but they don't have that shade of black. I guess Huntington Mercier, yeah, you can make that argument. This jersey's much. I like it a lot nicer than the handwritten Braves logo that Mercier used in the late '90s and early 2000s. I think it's. I think that it's super. It's a super good logo. You have a very angry looking hockey player out there trying to go at his opponent. The color scheme fits well. Like if you look at it, it's a good match. I don't think that it's quite as good as the top tier jerseys in the league. I'm gonna have to put it right alongside Behornois in that B tier list, just above C tier. It's better than average. I gotta say that they're better than average. I'll put them up in B tier. And all in all, from the early logo, like the blue's always been a strong part of Mercier. They kind of changed their color scheme from blue-white to blue-yellow, and they've made it so instead of baby blue to white and white, it went from that to dark blue, yellow, and a touch of black. Strong jersey color, strong jerseys. I'm a fan, and we're gonna move on next to another team that kind of goes by that old Atlanta Thrashers style of jersey in the Soulange Singers hockey. Now that this team or this association resemble the Atlanta Thrashers more than HRS does. I think Atlanta or HRS, it's probably just their road jerseys that I mix up with Atlanta. They have multiple colors now, so it really stands out because of all the colors that they've got. They have like a yellow line that goes around the jersey, and then the crests of the shoulders and the bottom of the jerseys are maroon. you have that dark blue in the middle, and then the font will be white. This is the home jerseys, and obviously on the road it's white. They have white jerseys, and they have the dark blue font on the backs, and then on the shoulders and the arms, which is also dark blue. The numbers are white. I think I'll put them in the C tier. I think you can comfortably slot them in the C tier. I don't dislike these jerseys. I think they're actually quite the entertaining thing to look at, just because of the fact that you have so much going on there. Now, they're double letter jerseys. I'll tell you this, their double letter jerseys are really something that you want to keep your eyes on. Their double letter jerseys are amazing. If you want to go check them out, just go look Soulange Sasquatch. But unfortunately, Soulange Sasquatch, they're not in the LHTO, so I can't rank them. Next up is the St. Martin Blizzard. The logo for the St. Martin Blizzard is probably the best in the league. You have a very angry Sasquatch, speaking of Sasquatches, right? Sasquatch looking beast that's coming around. And the jerseys are an incredible, like, Washington Capitals-esque thing with the Sasquatch, a hockey stick, an angry looking Sasquatch coming out of the ice. I don't have that logo here, but if you take a look at it, you'll definitely understand why these guys belong in the S tier. Now, they've always maintained that red, blue, white color scheme. I think they might be the only team to really not change, along with Huntington. They've never changed from that color scheme. Just a solid all-around jersey. In my opinion, the best jersey in hockey, at least at this level. Which brings us up to another new jersey, one that has recently cracked the ranks. The first time that I saw the Valleyfield Braves. I'll start right off the bat and say I like them a lot more than I like the other jerseys. I think a lot of people in my community would probably agree to that. Probably say the same thing, say that these jerseys are a lot nicer than the other ones. They're very much similar to the Blainville Boisbriand Armada, if you're a fan of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Then you'll know that what I'm talking about. The big V is it's simple, but it's stupendous in how its design is. I like the color scheme. I think that the Blainville Boisbriand Armada in the Quebec Major Junior League, they actually have like my favorite jersey over there. So when you translate that down to this level with that design, there's something constant about the dark, like the black and white. And I didn't hear a whole lot of scrutiny amongst the Valleyfield Wa in terms of them changing their logo. I didn't hear a lot of people that were too upset about that. So I don't think I'll put them in S. I think you can give them A. I think you can give them A for for their jersey. And finally, the last team we'll go through today, last jersey, the Vaudreuil Dorion Minor Hockey Association. To be clear, their jerseys are reminiscent of the old Calgary Flames. Like, not the modern original logos of the Calgary Flames. Like, They kind of resemble the Calgary Flames 2004 to 2011, 2012 jerseys, where they had like the crest on the bottom separated by that one solid yellow stripe. I just think that the logo has to be sharper. I think that they got to make that Viking look much angrier than that. Get that Viking a game face. Right now, he just looks a little bit too relaxed out there. Give him that game face. I'm trying to remember what the other jerseys that this organization looked like. I know that the old Vojoy Mustangs had like the same jersey colors. I gotta admit, I do like the flaming puck on the stick though. And that the Vojoy Drekar, which is the double letter team, you gotta take a look at those jerseys right there. Those jerseys right there, those are something. But unfortunately, we're not talking about the Vojoy Drekar. We're talking about the Vojoy Minor Hockey Association, or Vikings if you prefer. Uh, I'll put them in D. I don't think there's a single single jersey that really belongs in F tier. I think that we've got a bunch of nice jerseys in this league, and they're a lot nicer than some of the teams I've seen in some of the other leagues. Aesthetically pleasing jerseys, I'll say. So there you have it. If you have anything else that you'd like to change, if there's anything else that you think if you think any other jersey is nicer than that, feel free, add your comment, and please give us a subscription. Check us out, Facebook, or on Facebook you can search Baby Blue Memories, or here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, please. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for getting us to 1,000 subscribers. Take care. Rana.